Pat Cooper. We're going to be there, and I tell you right now, it's going to be a great night. Let's go to the phones. Let's go to 9. Rudy. Hello, Rudy. Rudy. What happened to these people? Where did they go? Sandy on... Oh, okay. Sandy, how are you?
Hi, I'm fine, thank you. At the beginning of your show, you said that the rest of the country should help bail out New York. And I have to disagree with you. I think New York ought to reorder its priorities and cut out all the fat.
I agree.
And then if they still need help, I wouldn't mind helping them. But why should my tax dollar pay for all that fat and corruption? It's like a little social welfare state.
Well, there's fat and corruption in government.
That's absolutely right. But for another state to have to...
All right, let me ask you a question. There's a shortage of water in California.
Right.
A very bad shortage.
Right.
These people got a big problem.
Right.
Don't you think it'd be right if, let's say, Nevada had some water to help them?
Absolutely.
We should help them. I mean,
absolutely.
We're a unit.
When you see Laura Blackburn taking a helicopter ride for $1,700.
Oh, I agree.
You know, it's like your neighbor is throwing his money away and you're being careful with yours, and then you have to give him your money to help him keep up his lifestyle.
Honey, I agree with you. And I must say, please understand what I'm trying to say. I think eventually we're going to have to get together as a unit to help one another. What the hell? I mean, if one state's not getting water and the other state is, we got to share that water.
That's a necessity of life, but
okay.
You know, the silliness that they spend the money.
Oh, honey, I'll kiss you if I see you, because you're absolutely right.
And I'll kiss you back.
You're terrific.
Okay, you
Thank
too.
You,
bye-bye.
Okay, Jack, how are you?
Hi, Pat.
Jack.
Pat.
Yes, sir.
You were talking about celebrities before who set poor examples and don't appreciate what they have.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Bill Cosby, who's a millionaire 100 times over and has a very successful, comfortable life in this country and has all kinds of people falling all over him.
Right.
He walked into an office last month in Los Angeles, saw a picture of Abraham Lincoln, tore it off the wall, and said, "What has he ever done for us?" Now, here's a guy, one of 30 million in this country, who probably would never have been born or would be rotting in communist countries in Africa if his ancestors weren't brought to this great country. And he wasn't lucky enough to have Abraham Lincoln as a leader who realized we would never survive as a bifurcated society. Here's a man who doesn't appreciate this country and is a racist.
I don't know if that's a fact. I can't... please forgive me. I don't know enough about what you're saying. I'm not copping out, and I'm not here to defend Bill Cosby. But what we got to do is be honest about one thing. We, the white people, brought the black people here against their will. We must understand.
They were sold into slavery by their own people.
Okay, but you have to understand. You have to understand the responsibility lies with the white people. I don't care what you tell me. We brought them over here, and we told these people you were slaves, and they all they want to know is stay where they were, where they were. No, but we had to get crazy, bring them over here, and now we saying go back to Africa where you came from.
But you know what I'm tired of, Pat? I'm tired of the picture being painted that slavery started with the birth of America. Slavery existed all over the world at that time. It was just expanded to the New World because that's the way it was. At least, do they ever talk about slavery being abolished just in the 1930s in some African countries? No, because those African countries can't give them anything anyway. They like to complain about it in this country because they know they have the politicians on the run and pander to them.
Well, we are the greatest country in the world, and if you understand, we are always going to be under the eye of the rest of the world because there's a lot of jealousy about this country. And sometimes we have to cop out that we got great farming areas and great technology. We have to always cop out for the greatness of this country. That's what bothers me about this whole situation. And we are great. If we got more food than anybody else, why should we have to be guilty about it? We're willing to share it with everybody. I never hear anybody say thank you. I've never really heard anybody say thank you, United States. And as far as Bill Cosby, again, I'm not here to defend Bill Cosby. If he taught the picture of Abraham Lincoln off the wall, I gotta believe something is not right here. I cannot believe this man making such a dumb statement. I really can't. And I'm not here to defend the man. I think Bill Cosby is brighter than that. This is not a dumb man. This is a college-educated man. He has his doctorate. I just can't. Please forgive me. Again, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'd like Bill Cosby to make a statement that this is true or not true. And by the way, I'm going to really get you crazy. He's appearing at the Apollo Theater May 20th to the 22nd. It's for the Hollow benefit. That's a nice thing he's doing. He's contributing.
Dumbness has nothing to do with your racial feeling.
I agree with you, my friend. I agree with you. If he did such a thing, he should be ashamed of himself. He really should be ashamed of himself. But again, I don't know that to be a fact. Did you read that in the paper?
I read this in Newsweek, as a matter of fact.
In Newsweek. I'm surprised. And then this thing didn't make a big national to-do about it. I'm very surprised because if he did such a thing, I got news for you. They'd turn around and shut his show off. They really would. Because I think his country's sick and tired of being put down. Now, if he's got something to say like that, forget about it. We got a break? Okay, hold on. Line 1, Doris, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
Doris, what's doing?
What's doing where?
Whatever. What do you need?
Oh, hi, Pat.
You're on the air, sweetheart.
I didn't realize. I thought it was a friend calling me up.
No, Doris, it's me. Pat Cooper loves you, Doris.
Well, that's good. Then you must be a friend.
Go ahead. What do you need?
I'll tell you what I need. I need you to agree with me that homosexuality is not a normal way of life, that it is abnormal.
Well, let me tell you something. What I think.
Yeah.
Homosexuality's been around here since the cavemen.
So?
You can't stop it. You can't get... you got to understand, that's a part of the world. I don't understand why there are homosexuals, why there are heterosexuals. I don't understand that situation. I believe this. It's got to be a terrible, terrible thing to be born a boy and in your heart you're a girl. That must be the worst thing in the world.
You're not... Wait, you're not...
What are they supposed to do, commit suicide?
Hey, Pat,
Yeah.
I called so that I could speak something.
Okay.
Relax for a minute.
Go ahead.
I did not say kill them, destroy them. All I am saying, I do not like the idea of them trying to tell us that it is a normal way of life. That's all I'm saying.
All right, may I ask you a question?
Yeah.
To them, it's a normal way of life.
Oh, Pat, how could you say
No,
that?
to them, honey. I'm saying
no,
to them.
Pat,
Yeah, go
to
ahead.
a murderer, murder is a normal way of life. To a bank thief, stealing is a normal way of life. That does not
You got a
make
point.
it normal.
Honey, but you got a point. But you must.
Yeah.
I believe that the
Yeah.
good Lord,
Yeah.
puts people on this earth in different directions. And
True.
if we turn around and start to scream and yell that you're not normal, this one's normal, that one's not normal.
wait.
I only worry about one thing. If the homosexuals or the transvestite, they don't hurt nobody. They go about their...
They do
hurt.
when they try to tell young, impressionable people that there is nothing wrong with their lifestyle and that it is normal. Do you realize that this could destroy not only the family life, everything? You know, Pat, I never thought that you would go along with the others. Well, to them, it's normal and all.
No, honey.
What?
Listen to me.
Yeah.
Please listen to me.
Yeah.
The man has a big nose, do we get angry at him? A man has a big ear, or a woman has big ears, do we get angry? A woman doesn't think she's beautiful. She goes to a plastic surgeon, and she tries to adjust her life better. So you have some of these gentlemen and ladies who want to change their sex life. That's their business.
Yeah.
That's their business.
Right.
They're not going to go out and say, Doris, we want to hurt you or your family. I think they got enough burden as it is, and I think their family has enough burden. What they're trying to do is just make it at least that nobody should make fun of them anymore, that they should go around living their own life. And again, I'm not their lawyers, honey. Please believe me. Go ahead.
No, you are not sticking to the issue.
All right, what's the issue? Give me the issue, and then we'll get it on.
All right, the issue is I don't want them telling young people or anyone else that their way is a normal.
But they're not telling young people anything. Where? Nobody's told my daughter that, and my daughter's a young girl.
You hear, just a minute, anytime somebody says homosexuality is not normal, what's the first thing? They call us the dirty name, homophobic. Hey, come on. Of course they're telling us. They are telling us that their lifestyle is normal.
To them, it's normal. As long as they don't bother nobody, honey. As long as they don't bother nobody.
But they do bother.
No, it bothers you.
No,
it bothers you.
It bothers
You know why it don't bother me? May I tell you why, honey, why it don't bother me? I'll tell you what bothers me again. Not to repeat myself, when Mansons can get on television, people who kill 9, 10, 15 people. You understand? Honey, I got to run. I got to take a break. Pat Cooper, WABC, 1116. Ho-ho.
Unfortunately, the special things in life are limited.
Every time I call you...
You know why? I love Severio. What a singer. What a singer. What a nice man. This guy was a former policeman that became a big hit at the Plaza Hotel years ago. And if you're listening, Severio, you're a class guy. I love you, and I care about you, and I don't hear from you. Huh?
Listen, Pat.
No, they just wanted you to sing some, but it's not Severio Cerritos.
I can't sing for you.
All
I
right.
sing for you, you fall off that
Severio, why did you leave your mama? What can I do for you, Severio?
Number one,
Yes,
is
sir.
that your voice pushing the cheese?
Yes, that's my voice
I
with
knew
Georgia
it.
Engel.
I knew it.
Alpine Cheese, Joy Golden, thank you for the commercial. Ruth Stern, you helped me get a commercial through Joy Golden, and I worked with a class actress, this lovely George Engel. My wife and I adore her. My daughter adores her. We adore you, Severio. Start singing, Mama. So what else, my man?
The other thing is this. I'm a Caucasian. I'm a color guy, white, that is. And I would like to say something on behalf of Bill Cosby.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, because I really didn't appreciate what that guy said.
I don't believe Bill Cosby would do such a dumb thing or even make such a dumb statement. I think he's a fine, educated man, a talented man. What the hell? He got Abraham Lincoln's picture and ripped it off. It's like it's like when the Vietnam veterans accused what's his name, the singer, of throwing away a plaque. He said it was stolen. He said, I didn't throw away the plaque. He said,
Exactly.
Everybody gets confused, gets bent out of shape. I love Bill Cosby. I love his work. I don't know the man that well. I met him once before. He's a giver. And again, I'm going to remember you. Hey, I'm going to remind you. The man's going to be at the Apollo Theater. You got to go and support this guy. All you white people, don't be afraid to go to the Apollo. It's a great, great thing up there. May 20th to the 22nd, the Apollo Theater, Bill Cosby for the Harlem Hospital benefit. Go up there, mingle, go, enjoy the rest of the world, for crying out loud. Unforgettable, that's what you are.
Can I get in here, Pat? I'm 44 years old.
Yeah.
I grew up watching this guy.
Mm-hmm.
I watched him on I Spy, a lot of things.
Yeah.
And, along the way, I heard things that he was prejudiced.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll tell you, first of all, I think he's a great contributor as far as TV goes. But the problem we have here with most white people is every time a black person gets up there, they get in position, and they speak out, or they try to help their own, or they do something that sounds controversial, we label them racist.
Absolutely.
We do the same thing with Al Sharpton. There's a guy that
I give Al Sharpton
raises
credit.
The conscious level of the black.
I give Al
and
Sharpton
white.
credit. I may not agree with everything Al Sharpton says, but I'll tell you one thing. I wish there were some Italians out there that would stand up for their own people. I wish there were some Italians out there would tell the government, how come John Gotti is still in prison? How come he can't get out on bail when you got rapists and killers and degenerate lowlifes out there? That's what I say. And I'm not John Gotti's lawyer. I talked to Fugazi, Mr. Fugazi, who's the head of the Anti-Defamation Italian League. Why don't he go out there with a flag? And why don't he turn around and say, let that man out of jail? He has constitutional rights. I scream and yell. And Pete Hamill, the guy from the Post, he agreed with me because you know why?
Right.
They're screwing John Gotti. And I think the Italian culture out there should tell the government, cut it out already. Let the man out. He's entitled to walk the street. He hasn't done anything yet. We haven't proven him guilty. But all of a sudden, he's Italian. That's the problem. But Al Sharpton, you know what he would do, Al Sharpton? He'd sit on the steps of all the mayors and the governors. That's why I give him a lot of credit. He loves his people. He cares. Okay, he's making a name for himself. Fine. That's part of the business anyway. What did you want to say, my friend? Did I yell too much? I got to take a break. Severio, I love you. On the air, Pat Cooper, 1154 WABC, 77 a.m. 77 a.m. on your dial. Ladies and gentlemen, take a couple of more seconds. I want to thank TWA Airlines, the frequent flyer plan, ladies and gentlemen. I just donated 160,000 free miles that I had coming to me from TWA. I gave it away yesterday. I mailed them the letter because TWA, God bless you. You're a wonderful airline to turn around and ask people to give up their free frequent mileage to the young kids who are dying and who want their fantasy fulfilled. The Starlight Foundation, ladies and gentlemen, to help these young kids who may not be around next year. They need airplane rides. So if you got some free mileage, get onto the Starlight Foundation, 820 Fairview Village, PA, USA 19409. Starlight Foundation, 820 Fairview Village, PA, USA 19409. Ladies and gentlemen, that's a great thing. I gave my 160,000 miles away with a smile. I hope it puts a smile on somebody out there. God love those youngsters. That's the problem, ladies and gentlemen. When you think you got a problem, go to a hospital. Go see some of these kids in those hospitals who aren't going to last. That's the problem. And these asses out there and these political thieves and whatever you want to call them, how dare you? These are the kids with the strengths. These are the kids that have the courage. And remember, there's no such thing as retarded people. There's only sick people. And if you see a retarded youngster, I guarantee you, the first word out of his mouth will be, I love you. I guarantee you that. Okay, let's go to... What's this, Al? I don't know. All these guys hang up. Edna? Edna, how are you, dear?
Yeah, fine. Listen,
Yes,
you are a refreshing person, you know.
Thank you.
I usually listen to someone else at this time.
You
but...
shouldn't. WNEW
Well, I
is
was
a good
listening
station.
to Bob Grant because I know him for years, and I just happened to stay on that. And you're great, you know.
Thank you, honey.
I don't know about you personally, but
That's my mother said that too. Don't feel
I am
bad.
sick and tired of hearing about this Kennedy clan, you know.
Yeah, that's
Wouldn't you
terrible.
think that Ted would have learned a lesson from Chappaquiddick and
You know what
stuff,
bothers me? The man
and
don't
stuff
quit.
drinking and carousing around with these young people?
But you know what hurts me? The man doesn't have the style and the class to
Right.
quit.
What happened here?
Go on a farm and close the door and get bombed and
Yeah,
stop
right.
aggravating people. You know why? He has no class. If he had class, he wouldn't be in that
How
situation.
is he where he is? But I mean, how much you want to bet that
Yeah.
that nephew of his
Yeah.
Comes out clean, smelling like a rose.
Oh, I wouldn't doubt it. But you know, sweetheart, why he wasn't arrested right away is
Yeah, well, it was my son. He'd be in jail.
Oh, I got news for you. That's again, and you know, not to defend John Gotti, he didn't commit a crime. They got him in jail.
Yeah, they got him in jail, what, since before Easter, right?
Well, it's wrong. It's
Right.
wrong, and it's wrong. And I got news for you. I'm going to make a penny bet with you.
Yeah.
He'll beat the case again
Sure
because
he
of the
will.
harassment that they do.
He will, because they're afraid of him.
They're not questioning that they're afraid of him. The man, you got to prove that the man committed a crime.
He lives out by my brother. They love him out there.
And
Howard Beach. They love him.
Sweetheart.
Yes.
I don't like to condemn people unless you prove that they're scum.
Right.
I have not seen any proof that this man has done anything.
Yeah,
And I
well-
say, let him out, have a dish of macaroni,
Let him- that's
or
right.
put that piece of wire around his leg so this way he can't leave the country. Where the hell would he go in the first place?
Yeah, but what are we going to do about these candidates? I'm so sick of hearing them.
You know what you do about them?
Money
Ignore them.
talks, right?
Ignore them. But I got news for you. The state of Massachusetts, they'll put him in again because I think he's a senior citizen, he's a senator. He's been around for quite a few years, and they don't want to lose that prestige in the Senate. And I guess that's why they'll keep him. But he should be ashamed of himself. He has no character. And it goes to show you, you know, you don't need character in this country to make it. You got to just turn around and keep doing sick things. And you know, people go, well, let's see what else he can do. And we keep these people in office. We should turn around. Hey, I got to do news. I love you. It's 11:59. Here comes the news. ABC, Pat Cooper. I love you, baby. Be good. Mother's Day.
WABC, New York.
The wonderful, talented, off-the-top humor this man's got. Gilbert Godfrey, I love you. You're terrific. We got some great guests on this ABC. They're really going all out. I think Bob Grant's going to get jealous. Anyway, don't worry, Bob. We still love you. We got Five. We got Edna. Five, how are you? Edna? What up? Hello, Al. Hello, Al.
Hello, Pat.
It's my friend Al.
My God, I didn't hang up. I hung off about a half hour.
Al, I apologize. There'll be a check in the mail, Al.
No,
You're my kind of guy. My pal, Al.
I called you in Florida. You were a pair with Alan King. I left a message, never called back.
Al,
I finally got you.
Al,
What?
if I didn't call back, I didn't get the message. No disrespect to you, because I got news for you.
Yeah.
To work with Alan King was, first of all, was a great thrill.
I heard you were tremendous.
Alan King was such a courteous gentleman to walk out and open the show for me and do 3, 4, 5 minutes to make the... No, really. That's that.
He did?
I respect the man like that. That's a class guy. And then he brought me on, and then he closed the show, and that's the way it's supposed to be. And this is a super giant, talented man.
Oh, yeah.
And you got to understand, they don't make him like that no more. He's a stalker, and that kind of comedy, I tell the youngsters in our business to watch the Alan Kings and the Pat Coopers and the Jan Murrays and the Jack Carters, to watch these stalkers and the Professor Irwin Coreys and these kind of guys,
great.
and the Freddie Romans and the Dick Capris and all these great guys. These are what the young comics got to look at. I
But
tell
today
you.
I heard comics there are filthy, obscene
Well,
language.
I think you know what it is. I think the shock value they think is going to help their career.
no.
You know what's wrong? There's no creativity no more.
Yeah, Pat.
And years ago, you had to create off the top of your head. If something happened, somebody interrupted you, you turned around and you ad-libbed. Today they can't ad-lib a gas pan.
No. They have to curse at you.
Well, don't get nervous,
Pat,
Al.
I'm so glad I got you by accident. A friend of mine said, Pat Cooper's on. I hung out for half hour.
I'm an accident. That's the problem, Al. Al, where are you now, Al?
I'm in Flushing.
What are you doing for a living, Al, beside that?
What do you mean, bitch? No, I'm still hanging on, club dates. Do you remember I'm the #1 Italian comic?
Al Perry?
I started.
Al Perry?
You remember that joke?
You are are you Al Perry?
Yeah, the skinny Sicilian.
Al, let me tell you something about you.
What?
You are a tradition. You are a legend in our business. I say this with respect and dignity and pride to you.
Yeah.
You may not be a national Bob Hope name, but I got news for you.
Yeah.
In the trenches, Al Perry was always there. Al Perry always delivered. Al Perry has the class, and people should learn from Al Perry. You're a dynamite, lovable man. God love you. How you feeling otherwise?
Pat, fine, and give my love to your wife, Patty.
My wife thinks you're class A. My wife, we always talk about the Al Perrys of our business.
Yeah.
And Al, you still up in the mountains in the summertime?
No, I left.
Pleasant Acres. You no longer at Pleasant Acres?
Yeah, Vince Gary's not there anymore.
Well, Vince, I know that, but what about you? You're not there no more?
No, I'm not there. I had enough, Pat. I just want club dates.
All right.
I had enough, Pat.
Yeah, but you're going to tell you something. Your consistency is what made you a big hit. The kids today have no consistency.
Yeah.
You've been around 40 years, if I'm not mistaken, Al.
That's right.
And you've never failed, Al. You always were there. You have a great reputation, and Al Perry has always been a dynamite comedian, and I love you.
And Pat, you credit to our business.
Thank you, Al.
God bless you.
Al, be well.
Love to Patty, huh?
She's listening now. Al
yeah.
Perry, baby. I love you, Al. Be well.
All right, Pat. I'll keep in touch. You got my phone number?
No. I'll tell you what you do.
What?
Leave it to the gentleman on the phone. I'll call you sometime next week. Agabid. Hello. Al. Okay. Murray. Hello, Murray. Murray? Murray. Where the heck is Murray? Do we lose Murray? Hello, Lee.
Yes, how are you?
How are you, Lee?
It's a pleasure to speak to the great Pat Cooper.
Hooper is right. Hooper.
Cooper.
How are you, Lee? What do you need?
Oh, what I wanted to say is that you make all comedians amateurs.
No, don't say that. That's not true.
I've been around show business. My sister was a Radio City Rockette, and I used to have dinner with Zero Mostel and go on and on,
what
right?
a brilliant man Zero was.
But what happened is that why don't you hook up with a vitamin company? I never seen such vitalization that you have.
Well, I don't know. I don't have any, I'm not on any kind of drugs or anything.
No,
I tell you something. It comes very natural, and sometimes it frightens me. And I hope I'm not intimidating anybody. I don't yell and scream this way because this is the way I talk all the time. You can wake me up at 4 in the morning. I'll be talking like I was, like I was never asleep, and it's frightening sometimes. But
well, you're
that's me.
Awake. Do you happen to know Ted Reed, the drummer?
No.
You don't know Ted?
I don't think so.
Because he's been in show business and played with Don Besser and all the stars. And he's been around a long. Jack Dempsey's wrestling for 5 years.
Well, Johnny Power. You know Johnny Power?
I don't know.
You don't know Johnny Power, the great Johnny Power, who was the right hand of Jack Dempsey?
Oh, no, I didn't know him.
You didn't know that? Jack Dempsey never went nowhere without Johnny the Power, who lives in Pelham, one of the greats of all time, Johnny Power. Johnny Arcaro, one of the great body bangers of all time.
I used to travel around with Rocky Graziano.
Rocky, God love his soul, is in heaven right now.
God bless him.
Telling God, thank you for making him a big star because he was a kind, good-hearted gentleman.
Wonderful.
And I'm going to miss kind of people. That was a great sport. That was a great athlete. He'd sign an autograph and hug you and kiss you, and he was so proud that you liked him.
Everybody loved him.
I love you. And Lee, I thank you. You're a wonderful guy.
I want to say something. I come from Wilkesboro. You were just up in Wilkesboro because you had said you knocked him over in Wilkesboro.
Right.
At the Kirby Cultural Center.
Right.
Right. So I'm glad you got up to my hometown.
Okay.
Well, good luck and God bless.
Thank you, my friend.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, my friends in Connecticut up in Wallingford, Mr. Siegel. Ben Siegel, are you listening to Pat Cooper? What's the matter? You don't put me and Alan King at that theater in around. Buster Barnoff in Rhode Island. What is wrong with you people up there? Put me and either Bobby Rydell and me and the Alan Kings and the, give us a night out there. Not that we're begging you for a job, but what is wrong with you people? I don't understand how you book theater in the rounds. I mean, Alan King, Pat Coopers, we got reputations over the years. I think we can do good business for you. What are you people booking today? I don't understand you people. Well, I don't know, for the love of me, you got a good combination in Alan King and Pat Cooper, or Alan King with Bobby Rydell, or Pat Cooper with Bobby Rydell. What is wrong with you people? Why must we have to turn around and figure out what's going on in your mind with your theater around? We sold out Westbury. We sold out Sunrise in Florida. I don't understand it. What is wrong with you people? You got to have the Pat Coopers, the Alan Kings, the Bobby Rydells. We're out there in the trenches. We want to get you. Come on over there, Ben Siegel. You're my buddy. Buster Barnoff. Don't make it every 17 years that I got to work your place. People up in that neighborhood want to see us people. What's the matter with you people? I don't understand it. I'm going to buy my own club. I don't give a damn anymore. I tell you the truth. I don't care. Hello, Ann. Hello, Ann.
Yes.
Ann, it's Pat Cooper. How are you?
I'm terrific. How are you?
Terrific.
You were talking about dying and fears, etc. earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And a neighbor and friend of mine who just died, who was in your business, an actor by the name of Tom Carlin, was buried yesterday.
Yeah, I saw it in the obituary.
Yeah.
Can you refresh my memory? I know the name, and I'm trying to, put the picture of his face in front of me. I just, for some damn reason,
He's the kind of man that you won't remember well. He was in, you'd know, or suddenly hear his voice because he was in Ragtime, or you would see him on Equal Justice, or he was on a play on Broadway back when they had the newspaper strike.
How old a man was he?
62.
What's a young man?
Yeah.
That's a young man. You see now, you know that to me is a tragedy because the Michael Landons and these kind of people who are very successful. And again, not only Michael Landon has the cancer of the pancreas, and millions out there have it. But I'm just saying, it's just that they're in the public eye. And this is when I tell some of my fellow performers, you think you got problems? You think you got problems? How would you like to be in their shoes? What good is all your money? What good is making $1 billion a day and you're going to die next Thursday? What the hell good is I'd rather make $30 a day and live longer and enjoy my life? Am I correct?
That's right. Well, he left an extraordinary wife and 6 kids.
Well, then I extend my condolences to the family. Please.
One of them read something that I'd like to. It's like 3 sentences I'd like to share.
Please do it.
What is dying? A ship sails, and I stand watching till she fades on the horizon. And someone at my side says, "She is gone. Gone where? Gone from my sight, and that is all. She is just as large as when I saw her. The diminished size and total loss of sight is within me, not in her. And just at the moment when someone at my side says she is gone, there are others who are watching her coming, and their voices take up the glad shout, 'There she comes!' And that is dying."
Wow, that's beautiful.
His wife had found it at a church in England, and it's attributed to a Bishop Burke. Yeah.
You know something? That is so beautiful. I tell you something. It's, again, like we're losing someone, but then there's someone else who's receiving them.
That's right.
And I think that's, sweetheart, can I tell you something? That is absolutely gorgeous. That is absolutely gorgeous.
As you were talking today, I just had to call and share that one with you.
Honey, I love you. I got to take a break. Pat Cooper, WABC. I love you. Pat Cooper back on WABC 77 AM, 1219. I want to thank Ann. Was that Ann or Doris that we just spoke to? Annie, thank you for that wonderful thing, and my condolences to the family. That was a classy thing. That really picked up my day, and I know when my wife listening out there that really touched her heart too, because my wife lost her mom and dad. If anybody should never lost their mom and dad, was my wife. They were probably 2 of the people I've ever met. Caring people, good people. I think the average salary that they made was maybe $100 a week. They had a little bit of a home in Ohio, and they did the best they could. And when I see people like that lose their parents, I get crazy, because there are parents out there that have their children, ladies and gentlemen, and don't appreciate it, that have good people and don't know that their kids are good. They just assume that they are exactly like they are, skivoses. Anyway, let's go to, who's this, Neil? How are you, Neil? Neil.
Hey, Patsy, how are you?
How are you, my friend?
Oh, just fine.
What can I make you do with whatever you want?
I live out in the boondocks. Martinsville, New Jersey.
Can I tell you something?
I can't believe that you're speaking to Al Perry.
Al Perry is one of the finest gentlemen I have ever met. Let me tell you something. I don't see Al Perry that often, but I tell you something. Over the years, you have respect for many performers that you don't see over the years. The only difference between me and Al Perry is I happen to be a little more lucky. I got a little bit of a break. But I am not funnier than Al Perry. I really am not. And I'm not funnier than a lot of people. I got luckier than a lot of people. Al Perry could be funny on any level. He's probably one of the funniest guys I've ever seen. There was a guy called Joe Cavallon, a little Italian guy that passed away, who was probably as funny as anyone in the business, Joe Cavallon, who I adored, who I respected, who I cared about, a real talented man. And these are the guys who were in the trenches that maybe America never heard about. I happen to be a little fortunate, and they hear about me. But, again, I'm not a big star. I'm a little bit of a name act. What do you want to talk about?
You are in my book.
Well, because your book is closed. Boom.
No, listen.
Go ahead, Neil.
I saw him years ago in a club in Bay Ridge. And one of his routines was the Ragola. Did you ever see him do that?
I saw him do everything. He's a natural. He's a natural. He's a gumbare.
Yeah. Listen, I just want to tell you, I'm from the old school, Pat, and I still help old ladies into cars, out of cars.
You got class, Neil. That's your problem.
Across the street, even if they don't want to go, they go anyhow.
You're going to do jokes with me now. Boom.
No. I just wanted to comment. You saw Michael Landon the other night.
Yes, I did.
That was one of the greatest things I've ever seen.
That's a class human being. That's a man who's putting his more or less, he should have been embarrassed. Like people say, how can he go on here? Let me tell you something. If I had Michael Landon here, I'd give him a kiss on his lips.
I would do the same thing, Pat.
And you know something? He had a class to the Johnny Carson show, and it was very nice that he went on that show, and he gave Johnny Carson an opportunity to look a little better.
Yeah.
Which goes to show you. You see? Yeah. The man went out there. He's telling everybody out there, if you got a problem like that, laugh a little bit. Don't get discouraged. You can't stop what's going to happen if it's going to happen. And I got news for you. I don't think it's going to happen, this guy. I think he's going to beat it.
I hope so. I think he's going to beat it, too.
I think
he's
so.
He's got such an attitude.
Yes, he has, and he's a
Did you
class
hear what
guy.
he said when somebody asked him he should have another child so his wife would have something to remember him by?
That's a classic.
Did you hear what he said?
Yeah, he said, I got 9 kids. If my wife don't remember me by now, forget about it. All right, Neil.
God bless you, and keep up the good work. You make
too.
my day.
Ciao.
Ciao.
Vinny, how are you?
Hello?
Hello, Vinny.
How you doing, Pat?
Well, I'm getting taller. Either that or the bed's getting shorter. I don't know yet.
Listen, I just wanted to thank you because about 22 years ago, I was an usher at the Stanley Theater in Jersey City.
I love that theater. I worked there with Roselli, and I worked there with Tony Bennett.
That's right. You opened up for, I was there for both of you. You opened up for Jimmy Roselli and Tony Bennett. And I just want to say you treated us ushers like A1 human beings.
Because you are A1 human beings, and it's important that you know what gets me crazy? You don't look at an usher as an usher. God forbid say there's a fire or something. You guys are in the trenches there. You open the doors, you let us out. Otherwise, we stand there like juches. Hey, everybody should respect everybody's right to be a person.
But no, I mean, like, you really treated us A1. I mean, we had a few other acts in there. I don't want to mention their names.
Mention them. The hell with them. Give them the zingers. Tear them down. Show them what life is all about. Everybody should be treated as an equal. I say this, when I headline a show, and there's 3 bottles of whiskey in my room, and management gave me those 3 bottles, those who are on the same show with me better get the same 3 bottles. I believe in fairness because everybody's sensitive. I've worked with some of the biggest stars in the world. They had, big flowers. They've had big baskets of fruit, and I wound up, I had flies in my room. And they didn't have the decency to say, hey, wait a minute, this man's my co-star. Why don't we turn around and help this guy out and put something in his, why shouldn't we share? But you got selfish, greedy people. And I'm going to tell you what's killing my business. The greed of the performer, the man or the woman out there who thinks he's worth $50,000, $60,000 a night and can't draw in 17 people, he should stay out of my business altogether. He's not wasting my time. Because right now, things are tough out there.
Yeah.
And I think you got to blend in. You got to give the people a $10, $15 ticket tops. Let them come in and see the great talents. Hey, so we make a little less. What's the big deal?
Well, you treated us like human beings, and you were great.
Vinny, I love you.
It was great, and we loved you.
Vinny, you're a classy guy. You still in
Bayonne? Can I ask
Bayonne?
you one question?
Go ahead, baby.
Well, I was 16 years old when I was an usher. That was, a long time ago.
Now, what do you do? You own the theater now, right?
Well, the Jehovah's Witnesses got the theater now.
Really? What God? That's
it.
wonderful.
Excuse me?
That's wonderful.
Yeah, they saved it. They uncovered, a lot of the stuff, the marquee was brass underneath, and it was painted at the time, and they chiseled it away. They saved the theater. It really is.
God bless the Jehovah's Witnesses for saving the Stanley Theater. Hooray for Hollywood. Hollywood. Vinny, hurry up. Bayonne's getting...
Steel Pier?
What?
Did you ever work the Steel Pier?
Steel Pier, and I work with Bay Pier. You know who Bay Pier is?
No.
One of the great impressionists, the only man that I know who does Spencer Tracy. Bay Pier. I worked the Steel Pier. The only thing I have not worked, and it's my fantasy. Anybody out there, I want to work the Radio City Music Hall one time. I worked it all, but I want to go out in the radio. And by the way, Liza Minnelli was great at Radio City. Liza, name today. She's terrific. And Lady Kazan closes tonight at the Rainbow of the Stars. Lady, go get him, Tiger. Goodbye, Vinny.
Thank you. Bye.
All right, sure, Vinny, sure. Hello, Stella. Stella?
Yes, I'm right here.
God bless you. How are you, Stella? It's
Pat
Cooper.
Is
I know you
Cooper?
didn't recognize me because I didn't yell.
Oh, that's fine.
How are you, baby?
Oh, Pat, I'm married to Italian. Napolitan.
Napoli, ma signora.
I came to New York when I was a young girl, full of songs. I write songs.
Really?
I compose. I've got many, many, many beautiful songs, and more where it came from. The words and the music all come to me at one time. And I taught school a number of years, taught in New York and junior high school and everything. Went back to college and educated myself with nights and summers and got a master's degree in English. And I worked hard all my life. I've been in several different things as a draftswoman and everything during World War II for the boys over there,
You're the best. Stella, you're the best. We need people like you.
Well, I tell you, one of the best things ever happened to me is coming to New York. I came here with the intention of breaking in show business. It's hard life. I sang in clubs and things like that.
Yeah.
But the best thing is meeting my husband, Italian, and his family, and his mother, the sweetest woman that ever lived.
Well, then you're very fortunate.
And the devotion to family and loyalty. My husband is the most faithful, helping,
considerate person. He waits on me like a baby because I have a little bit of infirmity about walking and so on.
Well, you're a lucky lady to have somebody weigh on you, Stella.
You know, and learning to sing Italian and going, I got in touch with the church.
Stella, I gotta have a break here. Please forgive me. I gotta cut to a break. Is this a break, man? Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Hello?
Break, man.
Soupy.
Yeah.
It's me, Soupy.
Pat?
Yeah.
Hey, how are you?
I bought your book, Soupy. I bought your book. I love your book. The best jokes in the world. You're going to break my brains out. Where's Bigfoot? I love you, Soupy Sales.
You are so great. I've been lying here on my terrace, and you are just fantastic. You ought to put this show in a time capsule. Now, let me tell you something.
Yeah.
I'll go along with you. Everything that you said at the beginning, you can take to the bank. But now I must argue with you on one point. You must give Cuomo his limo and his own plane. Because can you imagine if he goes to the airport and he says, I got to get a reservation, something to Rochester, and she goes, who are you? And he says, Cuomo. And she says, how do you spell that? All the times that we travel, we get all that aggravation. Would you want that to happen to any governor? He's got to get there, right?
Yep, absolutely.
Now, we're going to solve the whole New York problem.
Yeah.
And here's what it is.
Go ahead.
They employ about 40,000 people in Atlantic City, right?
Mm-hmm.
If they legalize gambling just in New York, that takes care of all the boroughs. And we put on 40 or 50,000 people to work, gives them jobs. But just think of the thing. People don't go to Atlantic City. You got to get on a bus. You got to get on a train. They land. Hundreds of thousands of people come here every day to New York. It has the greatest restaurants, the greatest shows. Just think of all the clubs that would open up that would employ singers and dancers and performers. I think New York they've got to legalize gambling.
You think gambling's going to save the world, Soupy?
You need something right away.
Well, then what happens in Atlantic City? If we get it in New York, then Atlantic City closes down.
Wait, we worry about New York. Let Atlantic City worry about Atlantic City.
No, but we got to be Americans. We got to help each other, Soupy.
Can I tell you something? It supports itself, but I think you've got to get legalized gambling in New York.
What happens if Florida gets it? Then we'll all close down.
That's all. No, but there'll be more work for everybody.
You think so?
Certainly.
All right, get the dice out.
That's right.
Get the croupiers out.
Yes.
Hey, Soupy, we may work together, you know.
One of these days.
Soupy, I am such a fan. Soupy, I got to tell you something. You drive me up a wall.
Well,
I think you are so hilarious and creative. I bought your book. I didn't even get it for nothing. I love your book.
Thank you, Pat. That's so nice. And you should be doing a Broadway show.
I don't want to do a Broadway show. Jackie Mason hogged the whole theater. Yeah. He don't want to go home already. Let the Italian in there. He keeps doing new act every night and embarrassing us. How can he do that? Jackie, keep back to the old act. You're getting us all nuts over here. They say every night he changes. He changes his clothes every night. That's what he does. But I love Jackie Mason. I tell you the truth, Jackie Mason's doing a great job. And, hey, I think he opened the door, but I like to work Broadway, but not alone.
Yeah, have you worked the Bank Street Comedy Club in Philadelphia yet?
No.
I'm working there May 24th and 25th.
Let's get online. Let's go to Philadelphia and see the greatness of a man who was one of the innovators of television, who turned around and hit Sinatra with a pie. You should have hit him with your fist. How many times I told you that?
You know what?
You would have been a star today.
You know, it's so funny. When my cassette came out a few months ago.
I got your cassette, I swear to you. My wife bought your cassette. We'll buy your clothes.
No, wait a minute. No, listen. So the new one is coming out. It's called More Best of the Soupy Sales Show. And let me tell you what, we got a clip where I go to the door and I get hit with the pie, and it's Frank Sinatra Jr.
Oh,
and I said, what did you do that for? He says, that's for hitting my dad in the face with a pie. I mean,
funny.
It's a rare, really a gem of a clip.
I will buy the first tape.
No, I'm going to send you.
No, that's not good. We got to help each other. If we keep giving each other free things, we're all going to starve to death. You got to have those few dollars. You got to be on the charts. We got to knock MTV off and put Soupy Sales back in, who has wonderful, clean, happy humor, who makes you laugh, who's silly and crazy and nutty, but great. You know what you are? You're a lemon ice. You are a lemon ice, my friend. I love you. I care about you. And I'm at news for you. Don't be too funny because you're getting on my nerves.
You take care, Pat.
I got to take a break. I love you. God love you. Pat Cooper, WABC 77 AM. Hey, New York.
WABC, New York.
Pat Cooper back on WABC 77 AM. It's 12:35, ladies and gentlemen. I want to remind you, please, if you got A positive blood, to please call up the donor sent this, 639-7643. It's for Fran Sirangioni, a lovely lady. It'll make her Mother's Day such a special thing. Again, it's A positive blood. A phone call there would help. She needs you, and I think we should help her if we can. Memorial Hospital Blood Bank. Fran, remember one thing. Don't ever give up, baby, because we love you and we care about you, and you're going to be swinging on a star. That I guarantee you. And it's, we got to help one another. What's the difference? Let me see who's on one over here. John, how are you?
Pat
John?
Cooper?
Yeah, Johnny.
Hi.
Hey, Giovanni.
I'm born and raised in Brooklyn, New York, Pat.
So was I.
And now I moved up to Greenville, New York, which is about an hour and a half from Manhattan.
You're in a good area.
Yeah, I like it, enjoy it very much, Pat. And every day I ride horses and enjoying the good walk.
Don't eat them. See, buddies eat horse meat. Don't eat the horses now. Just ride them. You get them very nervous, Ugavado.
No, don't eat the horses. Just enjoy them.
Uh-huh.
What I like to say, Pat, is that about the budget.
Yeah, go ahead.
The money that is being spent on keeping up the zoo, the Bronx Zoo, the Central Park Zoo, the Prospect Park Zoo, all that money would be used to take care of senior citizens and the sick and the needing. How much money does the cost to operate these zoos? Won't that be enough money just to take care of the needy?
Well, you see, having zoos in a city is part of education for the kids. I think it's important that kids should see these animals live, and that's all part of an education. You know what gets me crazy? Hold on, just one. You know what gets me crazy? You see the parachute jump in Coney Island. What the hell they need that for? With that $800,000 to fix it, why don't they just put something there for senior citizens, like a home, or why don't they put something good for people?
Where's the money? The money to operate these zoos would pay for these senior citizens, the people that need the money.